Hey there, Mon. It's time for a Star Wars Toy Haul video, plus another physical media update. So stay tuned. Hi, Star Wars fans and toy collectors, as well as physical media collectors. I'm Tim Hayes, and welcome back to the Tim Hayes YouTube channel. This time, Star Wars Action Figure Haul Part 1 plus physical media update for fall 2024. So first, the Star Wars action figures. As you saw in the intro, I got this custom Mon classic Kenner style action figure along with this Jabba's Palace exterior backdrop from the Next 17. I bought this from the Next 17, and I do have a couple more custom Star Wars figures coming in the mail, but from Stan Solo, but there were a few Hasbro Star Wars Vintage Collection Star Wars figures that I neglected to show off in one of my last videos. So I want to get through those. And I've had these for a while, and I am an out-of-box collector, so even though I've got these still in the package, these are going to come out of the package at some point. Yeah, there was a Canadian online store that sells some Star Wars action figures, and they got in some of the action figures before some of the other places did online and elsewhere. So I imported a few, and I got the new Vintage Collection Star Wars Princess Leia Organa action figure. And she comes with the two different blasters and the hood, so you can have her hooded like she was at the beginning of the first Star Wars movie. And this is how they do the back of the packet of the card backs now. They don't show you the full wave of action figures, just the one. And this was something that Hasbro had done in the past. So she is likely going to go in my Tantive 4 or hallway diorama. And of course I got the new R2-D2 from the original Star Wars. And as you can see with this one, there's no warning thing on here. And the back's just a picture of the action figure along with the front of the card back, like with Princess Leia. But Princess Leia, as you can see, like they're doing now, they have a warning choking hazard. R2-D2, I guess, since he's a smaller action figure and there weren't any really small parts that would make him a choking hazard, so they didn't put that little warning on there. And then one more I bought from this Canadian toy store. Well, collector's toy store. It's a Star Wars, the original Star Wars Darth Vader. And it comes with the lightsaber, along with the lightsaber hilt, so I think you could just, there might be a hole on him for it. Yeah, it looks like it has a little peg on there to go into a peg hole on him. And then he comes with two different a couple of different hands you can put on him. He's got a clenched fist, and then the pointing finger he uses at Princess Leia to tell her that she's a traitor. Since she was part of the Imperial Senate, she betrayed the Imperials for the rebellion.
part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away. Now rest in peace, James Earl Jones. That was James Earl Jones doing the voice, but it was Dave Prowse behind the mask. So I've got quite a bit of new vintage collection figures I want to show off, but I'm just going to go through a couple more for this video, and then I'll move on to the physical media update. So if you came here for the Star Wars action figures, I just have 2 more Star Wars action figures to go through that are still in the packaging, but will be coming out sometime soon. Now, on eBay, I bought the original Star Wars vintage collection, the Mandalorian action figure. And I believe this one just has the rubbery plastic cape. And then he's got a little pistol gun, and then he's got the long sort of tuning fork like rifle like Boba Fett has, since Din Djarin and Boba Fett are from the race of the human race in these bounty hunter armor behind the mask. And there are female Mandalorians that even though I'd never had Disney Plus, I found out there were a couple female, or well, maybe it was, yeah, there was quite a few females, but there was Bo-Katan that I think was like the queen, and then Casca Reeves, and then the Armorer. Those were 3 of the main female Mandalorians. And then, yeah, I have the retro collection version of this guy, but I also have the retro collection version of Cara Dune, the one non-Mandalorian mercenary. But I wanted to get the vintage collection one, so I bought this from an eBay seller. And this one's vintage collection 164, while the Mandalorian is vintage collection 166. And these are back from when they still showed you the rest of the action figures in the wave. It was like 8 action figures that they would release at a time. Or they tried to release 8 at a time, but it doesn't ever seem to work out that way with Hasbro. Their distribution is all screwed up. So, Din Djarin the Mandalorian, plus female mercenary with a heart of gold, Cara Dune. Two of the protectors of the Baby Yoda, Grogu. So that's all I wanted to show off for part 1 of my Star Wars action figure haul. So if you came for the action figure haul, that portion of the video is over with, but if you want to stay for the physical media update, that's next. But just to do a little bit of a transition, for those of you who aren't on one of my physical media pages like Facebook or Instagram, I posted this, I believe, to both Facebook and Instagram. It's a DVD Blu-ray combo pack of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, one of the better Disney made Star Wars stories. This being one of the movies they made. Well, Mandalorian has just been a streaming series, but it's supposed to have a movie, but I'm hearing it's not gonna be that great. But when after having a third season, which most of the fans didn't enjoy, what can you expect? And this was originally from Best Buy, but I bought it off of eBay. Yeah, you can't get physical media at Best Buy anymore. That sucks. And I don't have a 4K player, so it was better just getting a DVD and a Blu-ray copy, since I've never owned either. And this was the only way to get it with the extras. Yeah, the stories, you get a rogue idea, and then Jin the rebel, Cassian the spy, K2SO the droid, Baze and Chirrut, the Guardians of the Willis, and Bodhi or maybe it's Bodhi and Saw, and the Pilot and the Revolutionary, and then the Empire, Visions of Hope, The Look of Rogue One, The Princess and the Governor, and Epilogue, The Story Continues. So those are the bonus features on the Blu-ray. Looks like both the Blu-ray and the DVD are in widescreen 2.39 by 1. And the DVD is region 1, while the Blu-ray is regions A, B, and C. And film is rated PG-13 for extended sequences of sci-fi violence and action. Bonus feature or bonus material not rated. This doesn't list any other extras. I would think they would include a trailer on here, but I don't know. Yeah, it looks like the extras might just be on the Blu-ray only. And the film runs 133 minutes. So, okay. So Rogue One, a Star Wars story DVD and Blu-ray combo pack put out by Disney Lucasfilm. That is it for all the Star Wars stuff for this video. So now on to just regular physical media. And this past year I got Looney Tunes Collector's Choice Volume 3 from the Warner Archive. And it has 25 classic Warner Brothers cartoons. Yeah, this includes A Feud There Was, China Jones, Cinderella Meets Fella, Dumb Patrol from 1964, Egghead Rides Again, Elmer's Pet Rabbit, which is an Elmer Fudd cartoon featuring Bugs Bunny, and Hobo Bobo, then Honeymoon Hotel, then Hop, Skip, and a Chump, I Only Have Eyes for You, Mexican Joyride, The Mouse on 57th Street, Punch Drunk, Quentin Quayle, and Riff Raffy Daffy, and Saddle Silly, Sheep Ahoy, The Sheepish Woof, Auto Be a Law, Tugboat Granny, War and Pieces, and Wet Hair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Looney Tunes Collector's Choice Volume 3 is intended for the adult collector and may not be suitable for children. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. $177 minutes. Should be okay. And then I showed this off quickly on a past video. It's part of Paramount's The John Wayne Collection. This is in widescreen, The High and the Mighty. Special Collector's Edition 2-disc set, restored and remastered. So far, there's this DVD edition. And I believe a number of years ago, AMC TV showed this in a letterbox format, but this was before people were getting HD widescreen TVs, so I think the only widescreen TV we had at the time was a 720p TV that my dad had that's now in my bedroom. But this is full extras, and you get to see the movie in a 16:9 enhanced widescreen. And I watched the trailer for this not too long ago, and this is a bit of a disaster movie, or kind of paved the way for the disaster films in Hollywood. And this was a film, it took forever to get out on DVD because I believe John Wayne's estate had the rights, so I think Paramount had to fight for the rights from John Wayne's estate. But this doesn't star John Wayne. It also stars Claire Trevor, Lorraine Day, Robert Stack, who was later the host of NBC's Unsolved Mysteries, and Jan Sterling, Phil Harris, and Robert Newton, among others. I could be wrong, but Robert Newton, that might be the actor who played Long John Silver in the Disney live-action film Treasure Island, and then he was in the sequel Return to Treasure Island, and he was in the Long John Silver TV show. I could be wrong, but I think that's the same actor who played Long John Silver. And I don't see any of my Treasure Island or Return to Treasure Island DVDs out right now, so I don't know. Let me see for a second. "15 men on a dead man's chest, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum." Okay, let's see. Yes, I don't remember. I think that was him. Dear. Yeah, it surprises me. I can't find that DVD. Must have put it away somewhere. So this film was from 1954 in color, 148 minutes, and not rated, and region 1 locked from Paramount. So maybe someday it'll get Blu-ray and 4K. For now, it's stuck on DVD, and I'm assuming maybe they had an older HD master is around for this, but I could be wrong. But since it's enhanced, it's a possibility they did have an HD master done a while back. So High the Mighty, starring John Wayne. And then there was one from Severin Films I neglected. I think I neglected to show this off in one of my previous physical media update videos. Is a musical comedy cult classic, The Return of Captain Invincible, starring Alan Arkin and Christopher Lee. In New York Times called The Return of Captain Invincible one of the best superhero movies ever made. Really? Unjustly scuttled 20 years ago, it's a wonderfully weird cult classic whose time has come. So this is 2 Blu-rays plus a third disc, which is the CD soundtrack. And The Guardian calls this film rambunctiously entertaining. Philip Mora's off-the-wall superhero action comedy was postmodern and self-aware way before it was cool. In special features, disc 1, you get the theatrical cut of the film, plus the Invincible producer interview with producer Andrew Gady, and then an Eye for Ozploitation interview with cinematographer Mike Malloy, and Side Saddle superhero sidekick interview with actress Kate Fitzpatrick, and then a Brit playing a Frenchman in Australia interview with actor Chris Haywood, and Christopher Lee performs Name Your Poison on German TV. You see Christopher Lee singing in this. And then you get the alternate opening title sequence, Legend and Leotards, and the trailer. And then disc 2 contains the director's cut of the film, along with audio commentary with director Philippe Mora and Not Quite Hollywood director Mark Hartley, and creating Captain Invincible, a conversation between Philip Mora and screenwriter Stephen E. Susha, and the return of Captain Invincible, a conversation between Philip Mora and Beat the Geeks Mark Edward Hoyk. And then disc 3 is the CD soundtrack. It's a world premiere 3-disc collection featuring the restored theatrical cut, director's cut, and soundtrack CD with all new special features. So this has been out once before on standard def DVD, so it's the first time on Blu-ray. I Academy Award winner Alan Arkin and horror fantasy icon Christopher Lee star in the long unseen 1982 action comedy from the director of The Beast Within and Howling 2, with songs by Richard O'Brien, The Rocky Horror Picture Show, and co-written by the screenwriter of Die Hard and 48 Hours. The New Times. I guess maybe it's just New Times, not New York Times. Calls one of the best superhero movies ever made. Really? When arch criminal Mr. Midnight, played by Christopher Lee, plots to take over the world, humanity's only hope is World War II's formerly indestructible legend in leotards, played by Alan Arkin, Captain Invincible, who is now a burnt-out drunk. Kate Fitzpatrick, Michael Pate from the film Mad Dog Morgan, and Franklin D. Roosevelt co-star in this pioneering left-of-center superhero flick, The Guardian, now presented in 3 discs featuring the theatrical version, director's cut, and soundtrack CD with 2+ hours of special features. So it comes with this slipcover. And the Blu-ray is region ABC, and the film's rated PG. And it's 1080p full HD resolution, 2.35 by 1 widescreen, and closed captioned, and English Dolby Atmos audio, and then English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and English DTS HD Master Audio 2.0. And the theatrical cut runs 91 minutes, while the director's cut runs 102 minutes. And it's in color from 1982. And it's put out by Severin Films. And one more thing from Severin Films that I showed off in my Frankenstein physical media update video is Severin Films' Blu-ray release of Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein. It stands alone and fearless, a Brillo pad werewolf, bubbling sex, 4-star vampire attacks. It's like a pristine concept album delivered in made-up language, Bleeding Skull. Special features Prisoner Frankenstein, and then interview with Stephen Thrower, author of Murderous Passions, The Delirious Cinema of Jesus Franco, and In the Land of Franco Part 10, and Spanish opening credit sequence, and a deleted scene from the English language version and the trailer. This is also in a 1080p Full HD resolution, widescreen of 2.35. It's region A, B, and C, color 1972, English 83 minutes, and I believe this wasn't ever released to theaters here in the States, but this would probably be PG. And you can watch the movie in English mono, Spanish mono, Italian mono, German mono, or French mono. And also available with optional English subtitles. And Video Watchdog calls this film an unabashed monster rally. It is a movie to be enjoyed simply on the level of sustained mayhem and delirium. It's North American disc premiere. Inspired by Universal's 1940s monster mashups, writer-director Jess Franco instead delivered a weird and wonderful masterpiece that transports you to a world like no other. Scream magazine, with minimal dialogue and maximum gothic atmosphere, Franco crafts a fever dream of erotic horror in which Count Dracula, Howard Vernon of Delicatessen, Dr. Frankenstein, Dennis Price of Twins of Evil, his assistant Morpho, and Frankenstein's monster battle gypsies, showgirls, Dr. Seward, and a Wolfman. Alberto Dalbez, The Erotic Rites of Frankenstein, Carmen Izalde, A Virgin Among the Living Dead, and Genevieve Robert, star of Franco's Devil's Island Lovers, and the future Mrs. Ivan Reitman, co-star in a fantastic experience for those who respect Franco's demented vision. Mondo Exploito, now scanned in 4K from Spanish, French, and German release prints to create the longest and most comprehensive version known to exist. So Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein from Severin Films on Blu-ray. And then one Blu-ray I bought off of Amazon. Well, most of these I've bought either off of Amazon or I've bought them directly from the company that either puts them out or distributes them. Yeah, from Synapse Films. It's a late 70s, early 80s drive-in film that's basically Thailand's answer to Steven Spielberg's Jaws. Crocodile. From the slimy depths of the ocean, nature explodes with savage fury. When Mother Nature rebels against humankind for defying her laws, she strikes back with unbelievable fury, creating the largest and most savage crocodile on Earth. There is a giant crocodile on the loose, mutating and getting larger, possibly because of an atomic explosion. The crocodile's thirst for blood also grows as it rampages through a small, quiet beach town, devouring anything in its path. Dr. Alcom and Dr. Strom are on a perfect family vacation, but it takes a tragic turn when 3 of their loved ones suddenly disappear. When the bodies are found, the 2 doctors conduct a thorough examination of the remains and discover that a killer crocodile is the culprit. Teaming up with Tanaka, a tough and rugged fisherman, Acom and Strom head out to dangerous open waters to find and destroy the beast once and for all. This killer croc classic, originally filmed in 1978 as Crocodile Fangs, a Gawa Gonpo, was released in slightly different versions all around the world during its theatrical run. Synapse Films is proud to present the Blu-ray world premiere of Crocodile in its original US release version, meticulously restored from the original English 35mm camera negative. And special features audio commentary with writer film historian Lee Gavin, video interview with original Crocodile Fangs director Wong Si-ling, original theatrical trailer, and then deleted and alternate scenes, and region APC, high definition 1080p widescreen 2.35 by 1, and English mono audio and English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, regions ABC from 1979, 92 minutes color, and it's rated R. And probably rated R for graphic violence and a little bit of nudity. Yeah, made in 78, but I believe it got released overseas in 79, and then it got released stateside in 81. So instead of having a giant great white shark killing and eating people, you have a giant crocodile doing it. So Crocodile from Synapse Films. And then 2 Blu-rays I bought directly from Vinegar Syndrome. And I thought these were Vinegar Syndrome titles, but these are actually ones they distributed. And one's from AGFA, American Genre Film Archive, called the AGFA Horror Trailer Show. And this is from 2020, and it's 80 minutes color. So it's just a video mixtape of rare trailers, commercials, and ephemera from the vaults, most of which have never been seen since its original release, and it's all presented via a 2K scan from a newly struck 35mm theatrical print of the show, plus the journey continues with the AGFA Horror Trailer Show Video Rage, a full-length mixtape created exclusively for this release. Special features scanned in 2K from a newly struck 35mm theatrical print, commentary with the AGFA team, and short Say Goodbye to Your Brain, a found footage horror experiment, and bonus movie, the AGFA Horror Trailer Show Video Rage, which is full mixtape celebrating the wildest shot on video and direct-to-video trailers from AGFA's Video Dungeon. 80 minutes, 1.85 by 1 widescreens, Blu-ray, regions A, B, and C. So, AGFA Blu-ray title distributed by Vinegar Syndrome, and then another one that's American Genre Film Archive plus Something Weird Video was originally released on VHS and manufactured on demand DVD-Rs and later digital downloads by Something Weird Video. So this next one's American Genre Film Archive and Something Weird Video collaboration distributed by Vinegar Syndrome. Hey folks, it's intermission time video party. In the late 1990s, Something Weird Video gifted humankind with Hey Folks, It's Intermission Time, a series of 6 magical VHS compilations that presented vintage movie and drive-in ads. Hey Folks, It's Intermission Time video party is a loving tribute to those cathode tube fueled days, featuring Hey Folks, It's the Intermission Time mixtape, an exclusive feature-length mixtape from the AGFA team, as well as all 6 volumes of the original uncut Something Weird VHS releases from the 1990s. This 2-disc collection serves as a mind-altering time machine to a beloved era in home video history. Disc 1's transferred from the original Something Weird S VHS Masters, and Hey Folks, It's Intermission Time mixtape, 70-minute mixtape from the AGFA team, and commentary with AGFA's Brett Berg and Joseph Ziembo, and Hey Folks, It's Intermission Time, volumes 1 to 2, the original uncut Something Weird VHS compilations from the 1990s, plus an insert with writing by Something Weird's Lisa Petrucci, and then disc 2 transferred from the original Something Weird S VHS Masters. Hey Folks, It's Intermission Time, volumes 3 through 6, the original uncut Something Weird VHS compilations from the 1990s. So it's AGFA, American Genre Film Archive, plus Something Weird, and OCN, which I believe stands for Original Camera Negative. I think, yeah, that's a subsidiary, I believe, of Vinegar Syndrome, and 718 minutes, 1.33 by 1 original aspect ratio, Blu-ray disc in regions A, B, C. So I think this is just mainly upconverts and upscales of standard def VHS. But I saw a trailer for this, and what they did, they made it, this VHS sourced intermission reels, look as good as they could for Blu-ray. So that's all from Vinegar Syndrome and AGFA and Something Weird. And then I've got the Blu-ray edition of Tentacles, originally put out by American International Pictures, which most of that particular indie film library belongs to MGM, so MGM's licensed this to Kino Lorber. So this is another Jaws ripoff film. It's angry, it's hungry, it's extremely well armed, and it's descending on a small seaside town to sample the local cuisine when a giant bloodthirsty octopus emerges from the deep. John Huston, Winter Kills, Shelley Winters, Bloody Mama, and Bo Hopkins, White Lightning, and Henry Fonda, Meteor, do all they can to keep the marine menace from turning their sleepy village into a one-stop snack shop. Cult movie maven Ovidio G. Asonitis, twisted mind behind Beyond the Door, The Visitor, Madhouse, and The Curse, serves up slimy scarefest with a pounding score by Italian genre great Stelio Cipriani, A Bay of Blood, What Have You Done, and What Have They Done to Your Daughters. It's a fast-paced thriller that will grip you with relentless terror and never let you go. So, special features, theatrical trailer, and radio spot. It's rated PG from 1977, color 102 minutes, and it's a 2.35 by 1 widescreen, and 1920 by 1080p, so 2K Blu-ray in region A locked from MGM, but licensed Kino Lorber. So next view, it's just more from Kino Lorber. Another one I got is SciFi Chillers collection. And these are a few different movies that Kino licensed from MGM, or not MGM, Paramount. Yeah, Paramount, not MGM. This time it's stuff from Paramount. Sci-fi and horror collide in a three-bone rattling and bizarre B-movie classics. The Unknown Terror from 1957. A millionaire John Howard leads a remote jungle expedition to find the legendary Cave of the Dead, where his wife's Mala Power's brother had disappeared long ago. Instead, they stumble upon a mad doctor who has created a horde of foam-spewing, fungus-covered monster men, directed by Charles Marquis Warren, back from the dead, and shot by Joseph F. Bierrock, Bawana Devil, and spine-chilling regal scope. Then you get The Colossus of New York from 1958, when a brilliant scientist, Ross Martin, is accidentally killed. His preserved brain is transferred to the body of a giant robot so that it can continue to serve mankind, but when it gains awareness of its own hideousness, the Steel Colossus embarks on a rampage of destruction, directed by Eugene Gorgo, and co-starring Mala Powers as the deceased man's horrified wife, and Otto Kruger as his obsessed mad scientist father. And then last film in this set is Destination Inner Space from 1966. When an object of unknown origin is detected in the area of an underwater laboratory, scientists investigate and come face to face with the object, an extraterrestrial saucer. They board the craft and discover a mysterious cylinder, which they take back to the lab for closer inspection. It is then that events take a monstrous turn. Directed by Francis D. Lyon, Castle of Evil, and starring Scott Brady, Sherry North, and Gary Merrill. Destination Inner Space was shot in Eastman color by cinematographer Brick Marquardt, Foxy Brown. So, 2 black and white movies from the 50s and 1 mid-60s color film. So, audio commentary for The Unknown Terror. Yeah, this is special features. Audio commentary for The Unknown Terror by artists and film historian Stephen R. Bissett, and audio commentary for The Colossus of New York by film historians Tom Weaver, Larry Lamire, and Ron Adams. Audio commentary for Destination Inner Space by film historians David Del Valle and Stan Schaffer, and sidebar on The Colossus of New York on camera with Tim Lucas and Stephen R. Bissett, and sidebar on Destination Inner Space on camera with Tim Lucas and Stephen R. Bissett, 1957 to 1966, black and white and color, approximately 230 minutes, and these are in 2.35 by 1 and 1.85 by 1 widescreen, 1920 by 1080p, 2K HD, subtitles in English, region A-locked, and it's from Paramount, licensed to Kino Lorber Studio Classics. A SciFi Chillers collection. I believe this is probably just 2 Blu-rays. So 2 more from Kino Lorber, licensed from Paramount. Of course, this next one is in the public domain, but Paramount has the original elements to this one. So 2020 HD Master by Paramount Pictures from a 4K scan. Bluebeard, starring John Carradine, Gene Parker, and Nils Aster, directed by Edgar G. Ulmer. Scream, scream as in screaming, not screen. Scream. Scream great John Carradine, The Black Sheep, and House of Long Shadow stars in this eerie film noir version of the oft-told Bluebeard legend. Carradine is masterful as a dastardly Gaston, an artist and puppeteer in 19th century Paris, with a ghastly penchant for strangling lovely young models and surreptitiously slipping their bodies into the Seine, which is the river, I believe, in Paris, France. And Gaston's latest model, Lucille Jean Parker Black Tuesday, learns of his shocking secret and bravely vows to bring him to justice. And directed by the master of the strange and the spellbinding Edgar G. Ulmer, The Black Cat and the Man from Planet X, who sustains a steady level of suspense throughout this most sinister of love stories, a dread-soaked dream for connoisseurs of classic horror and noir, co-starring Mel Garbo, Nils Aster, by candlelight. Special features, audio commentary by film historians Gregory W. Mank and Tom Weaver, and audio commentary by film historian David Delval. It's not rated. 1944, black and white, 72 minutes, 1.357, English subtitles, 1920 by 1080p HD, region A locked, from Paramount. So Bluebeard, starring John Carradine, from Paramount, and Kino Lorber. The next one's one that I've seen the trailer for several times, and it's never been out on DVD or even Blu-ray, but now it's out on Blu-ray. I believe this was one that was originally released by 20th Century Fox. She lived to destroy Peggy Castle in Back from the Dead. Brand new HD master by Paramount Pictures from a 4K scan. Mandy Peggy Castle, 99 River Street, has not been feeling well since arriving at her husband Dick's house on the craggy California coastline. Things get worse and weirder when she is suddenly possessed by the spirit of Dick's dead ex-wife Felicia. Mandy's sister Marcia Hunt take one false step, and Dick, Arthur, Franz, invaders from Mars, desperately want Mandy back, but there are many people who have been waiting a long time for Felicia's return. Sinister people who practice the black arts who will stop at nothing to make sure Felicia is back from the dead get hypnotized by the strange and eerie tale directed by Charles Marquis Warren, The Unknown Terror, adapted by Catherine Turney, No Man of Her Own, from her novel The Other One, and shot by Ernest Haller, Gone with the Wind, in gorgeous black and white regal scope. Special features, audio commentary by film historians Tom Weaver, Gary D. Rhodes, and Larry Blumire, and audio commentary by film historians David Delval and Dana M. Reams. It's not rated, but it's from 1957, black and white, 79 minutes, 2.35 by 1, 1920 by 1080p HD, English subtitles, region A locked, from Paramount, but released by Kino Lorber Studio Classics. So Back from the Dead, finally out on a legit physical media release. I don't think this had a VHS release. I think this was probably shown either on satellite or on cable a number of years ago. I found a bootleg on YouTube that looked like it was taped off a TV. That was, you could watch most of it, but it seemed to be from a damaged 16mm. So you weren't getting it in widescreen, you were just getting a TV print that at times looked like it was damaged, and you couldn't always see or hear what was going on. So, going on at almost 61 minutes, I will do a recap. For the first half of the video, I showed off a few Star Wars action figures I got from Next 17 and some Hasbro Vintage Collection figures of Princess Leia, Darth Vader, R2-D2, the Mandalorian, and Cara Dune. And then the Next 17 one I got was Jabba's, the Hutt's Chief of Security, Efont Mon, that came with that little backdrop. So part 2 of that action figure haul will be coming soon. So for the physical media update, I got the Paramount DVD of John Wayne and the High and the Mighty. Yeah, this is just a DVD. There's no Blu-ray available yet. And then Warner Archives Looney Tunes Collector's Choice Volume 3. And from 7 Films, Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein by Jess Franco. And the musical comedy cult classic The Return of Captain Invincible, put out on Blu-ray by Severin. And then from Synapse Films, the Thailand's answer to Steven Spielberg's Jaws, Crocodile. And then from Vinegar Syndrome, American Film Genre Archive, and Something Weird Video, Blu-rays of the American Film Genre Archive Horror Trailer Show, and Something Weird Video's Hey Folks, It's Intermission Time Video Party. This being the Something Weird release originally on VHS tape. And then from Kino Lorber, Tentacles, and SciFi Chillers collection featuring The Unknown Terror, The Colossus of New York, and Destination Inner Space, and Bluebeard starring John Carradine, and Back from the Dead starring Peggy Castle. So that's it for my physical update for fall 2024. Keep an eye out for another update video coming soon, and keep an eye out for part 2 of my Star Wars action figure haul. So I'm Tim, and thanks for watching.